One small piece of business today is that if you look on the table program here, last week we had a class of people at Good Leadership Enterprises who were studying coaching others. And it's so fun to see the energy come out of that room when these people go to these workshops and work on these 5 essential skills. If you're at all interested in influencing and learning the good leadership fundamentals, there are some programs right there you can get involved in. So today, we went back to our roots, and we decided to bring the subject of faith to the stage. My biggest growth in this journey has been on this subject, both personally and professionally, because in the early days, there were people who would call us and say, hey, we heard about this 7 F's wheel thing, and we heard it's awesome. Can you come to our organization and only talk about 6 F's? Because we just can't have that faith conversation here. And we had to do some soul searching, and the answer is no. And the reason is that since the Egyptians, people have been talking about the mind-body-spirit connection and how that's the foundation of good living. But there are all sorts of reasons why people get nervous about the faith conversations. It's that concept of only and should or shouldn't. And we have learned to navigate that as artfully as we possibly can through writing of the book and a lot of these speeches. And I'm not asking you who you worship, do you worship, why or why not. That's none of my business. But what is important is that the leaders that we coach find that spiritual core in the way that Richard Leider talked about it and the way Mark talked about it. That means at some point during your day, we're considering, what do I need to do today to feel the faith alive in myself? What do I need to know today to feel the faith alive in myself? And who do I need to thank today to feel the faith alive in my leadership? The last 2 days, I spoke at a conference of an organization that's owned by the Franciscan Sisters. There were 80 people in the room, 20 of which were nuns. I was nervous. I didn't want to say the wrong thing in front of the sisters. And yet, when it was over, this woman named Mary Frances came to me and said, you know what? She said, I've learned that transparency creates love. And she said, the way that you talk about these things is transparent, and I could feel the love here, and that's what good leadership comes from. So you know what? Thank you very much for being a part of this journey. We feel like we're just getting started, and you're along the ride for it with us. So you know the question now. We think the highest compliment of any good leader is when someone says, you radiate goodness. Are you ready to radiate goodness today? Yes. Thank you very much. We'll see you next month.